play. Intro. Hey man, why Philty fans touching his car? Why you got Philty fans stealing the wide receiver that helped bring a Super Bowl to Philly? Why they stealing his car? And that's garbage. That's garbage. Almost done. We're here. We're here. Never fear, cause we here. What's good? What's good? Tap in. Tap in. Raymond, Liam, you guys are in the proper chat. Bird, you in the alternate chat. Everybody over here, y'all are in the alternate stream. Like always, we get it tapped in though, regardless. What's good with everybody? What's good, gang? Hope everybody's doing all right. Nah, but Philly fans did. You specifically didn't, but that just makes Philly fans look bad. Like, why Philly fans gonna steal cars from their own freaking players? And AJ trying to play it cool. I wouldn't even be playing it cool. He playing it cool. That ain't even my type. Yeah, we got a few things we're gonna do. We might do a mock draft, get everything started here. A little pro football focus. Get this thing popped off. There you go. What up, Hiccup? What's good? What's good? Hiccup Ryals, huh? All right. Whichever you say. Little Miss Hiccup. What's good, Daniel? Happy Tuesday to everybody. 2 for Tuesday. We got 2 for Tuesday. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. But you are the impact, boy. I think the old watch went back to doing what it was doing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we trying to get this pulled up here real quick. We're going to pull it up. Happy Tuesday. Yes, sir. Raymond, you were in the right stream. You need to go to the one with the red alarm bell. That's the main stream every time. If it has a red alarm bell in the thumbnail, that will be the main stream. Eventually, I'm going to stop doing this alternate stream. But until I get everybody figured out what's going on, I don't know, man. I don't know, birds. Man, that shit just wild, though, brother. That shit's just wild, man. Like, why would they steal their own man's car? Like, this man helped bring a Super Bowl to the city, and people gonna rob his car like it's sweet. What up, JF? What's good with you? What's good with you? What it do? What it do, folks? All right, we're getting it pulled up right now. So be patient with me. As always, I'm slow on the go. I'm a little slowy on the goey. But hey, it'll be all right. It'll be all right, guys. We're going to do a mock draft, and we're going to look into what other news and media insight has come out recently. Of course, you didn't take his car. You probably can't even drive yet. You probably ain't even got a license yet, Bert. There we go. Good bug. Get that pulled up. Get that pulled up. AJ is your king. King AJ Brown. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The stream over here, I'm probably going to end it in about 30 minutes. This one here will be live much longer. But yeah, I hate the Cowboys. Are you kidding me, Jerry? Hey, we're gonna listen to this. We're gonna listen to this. I'm gonna pull it up here real quick. All right, I'm gonna put some earbuds in. Get the audio pumped out right correctly. Hopefully it connects. Hopefully. Sounds like it connected. All right, so screen share it is. We're going to click into this. Mark Holmes says, why I hate the Cowboys.
Well, good
Are
evening,
you
good
kidding
people. Mark
me?
Holmes here, and as
Jerry
always.
Jones. All right, so obviously the audio is not in my earbud. It says it's connected. Then connect, mother trucker. Then connect, mother trucker. All right. It's in there. So you guys should have the audio. I have the audio. We're going to get into this. I'm going to go past the intro. Let's get into it. Yo, like really? Really? Right, Messi? What is up, Taylor? What's good? What's good, my brother? Yeah, free AJ. His ass going to the Patriots to go back with Vrabel. I bet you his ass goes to the Patriots to go back with Vrabel. Now, that may be some form and manner of how the Eagles somehow get Abdul Carter. I don't know. We'll see. There's also rumors. That's my daughter. She changed her name, Messi. That's just my daughter. She changed her name. But we just keep it funky. We just keep it funky. She always be changing her name. Now, your channel ain't going to ever do nothing if you keep changing your name. We're going to get confused. Just so you know. Hold on. Wait. So, are we bringing Stephon Gilmore back? We bringing Stephon Gilmore back? Is that what I'm hearing? We'll look it up. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to hit those like, comment, subscribe buttons. Make sure y'all got those notification bells turned on. Rumors I heard that are circulating that Jameson Williams is falling out with Detroit. Now that AJ Brown could come to Detroit. No, Messi. The deal with AJ Brown is they're saying that if Abdul Carter drops to the 4th pick, that the Patriots are going to trade back, pick up AJ Brown, because Mike Vrabel and AJ Brown were together in Tennessee. So that would be reuniting AJ Brown and Mike Vrabel. The Patriots are up for this deal. If it works that way, I don't know. But that would also mean that Philly comes away with Abdul Carter. We'll have to see how this plays out, but that's what they're reporting. That the trade would be to the Patriots for A.J. Brown, and the Patriots get the 32nd pick, and the Eagles would take Abdul Carter with the 4th pick, I believe it is. Me personally, Jeff, I think it's going to be either Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. Those are my two. A lot of people are saying Ted McMillan. A lot of people are saying Amarian Hampton. You have a few people that are talking about the cornerback. You have a few people that are talking about D-line. But I personally think that our head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, said that he wanted to build the team from the outside in. He wanted to get the players that got the most amount of one-on-ones. That means cornerbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, safety, and build it, work your way in. You gotta calm down, baby, or I'm gonna put you upstairs. You need to calm down, man, and stop being loud. You're being too loud. Just don't be loud, and you're fine. If you're screaming, you're too loud. Just talk normal, baby. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's what they're talking about. They're talking about Abdul Carter going to the Eagles, the Patriots trading with the Eagles and getting A.J. Brown. And, man, if that comes true, I'm going to be pissed. Because I do not want Abdul Carter going to the Eagles. I would rather them keep A.J. Brown than get Abdul Carter. I know. Jalen Carter and Abdul Carter on that no, come on now. They don't need it. They don't need it. But yeah, my pick for the Cowboys, I don't know, because you taking up the whole chat, Hiccup. But yeah, I think it's going to be either Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. Those are my two top wide receiver candidates. But yeah, we're going to get back into this here. No, Birds, he is not. But there is discussions in mainstream media. Now, mainstream media gets a lot of shit wrong. So this is just a rumor at this point. But it has been a rumor in mainstream media that if Abdul Carter falls to the 4th pick, with the Patriots that the Patriots would then trade their 4th pick for the 32nd pick with the Eagles and acquire A.J. Brown. Now, for me, the Eagles would have to give up more than just AJ Brown because that doesn't equal the compensation for the pick. Um, the way the compensation for the picks equal, you gotta have a certain amount of value to move up so many places for each place. To move all the way up to there, that's a lot of equity that you have to give up. So there may be additional picks along with AJ Brown if that's the case. But we'll see. We'll see. Sup, Royal? Not much, Dom. What is good? I know, Dom. We gonna be live, brother. We gonna be live. Yes, sir. We gonna be live for real. Dropping it off and spinning the deal. It's not a done deal, birds. It's not a done deal because there's no guarantee that Abdul Carter, the best player in the draft other than Travis Hunter, is going to fall to 4. The only way that happens is if the top 2 teams take a quarterback. If the top 2 teams take a quarterback, then yes, there's a chance Abdul Carter falls to 4. Other than that, I think Abdul Carter might be number 1. He could go number 2. Yes, I did hear that, Dom. We're going to look into it. We're talking about over here with Mark Holmes in this video. It's something that he's talking about right now. We're going to get back into the video. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Noah. My daughter be doing some wild ass stuff with the in pictures that she does and stuff. She likes messing around with those kind of pictures. But that's a real live picture. That really happened. I watched that live moment. That was on a Thanksgiving game. That was the touchdown after Zeke jumped in the. All right, so the first touchdown, Zeke jumped into the bowl. The second touchdown, Zeke and Hendershot. I want to say it was Peyton Hendershot, the tight end. Tried to put Dak Prescott in the bowl. And there was a point behind that. The point behind that was they got fined for getting the bowl. They got fined for that. So whatever that fine was, I think it was $40,000. They matched that fine and donated $40,000 to the Salvation Army, who makes that bowl. So that there's a purpose behind it. But they're only out on like Thanksgiving games. Maybe Messi. Yeah, that picture's from either 2017 or 2018. And Jerry Jones' birthday again. He might not be in the stadium this time. Jerry Jones is taking a back seat, guys. We are in the era and in the time where Jerry Jones is starting to take a back seat. He has loosened his grip on those reins. So that's why there's been a lot of changes and a lot of turnover and a lot of different things that have happened this year that don't normally happen. So we're watching it in real time. What up, Philly, Matt? What up? What up? Nah, shit, man. Well, we just got on about 20 minutes ago, so you good, brother? You good? All right, back in the video. Touchy subject, Philly. Philly, how you feel about your filthy fans stealing your wide receiver's car? How you feel about that? Go ahead, let me know. We'll get back in the video, though. Oh, you guys can't hear the audio. Hold on. We got. Where are we at? We're at 234. we've got to correct this. Because when I play this in this video, the other stream cannot hear the audio. We are going to get it set up better. Actually, I don't have to refine the time. But I got to take the headphone out. I got to set it up so that it's not going to be an echo. Screen share. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. All right, there we go. Audio in. Bam. Let's go.
Beginning of the season. What made you change your mind? What the epiphany that you had that said, let's pay those guys? Because at the end of the season,
hey, I appreciate that, Philly. Man, I appreciate that. I say, you don't see CeeDee Lamb in your profile picture, Addy?
At the end of the season, the highest paid quarterback, there was one. Joe Burrow at 55. And then you had
y'all hear the audio
paid,
just fine?
Jordan Love get paid, and Trevor Lawrence get paid. CeeDee Lamb, at the end of that season, I believe Tyreek Hill was the highest paid wide receiver at that time, at $30 million. You end up paying him $34.5. So please tell me what it was that made you, from losing to Green Bay to the opening game, that said Dak and CD are our guys. Because arguably, you lost $4.5 million a year on CD, and you lost $5 million a year on Dak Prescott. So it's $9.5 million.
Hey, let's keep it cordial. Let's keep it cordial.
That's $9.5 million.
The past is the past. What up, Michael B? What's good? What's good? Right now, we're listening to a video of Mark Holmes. He's explaining why he hates the Cowboys, even though he's a big Cowboy fan. And he said, "Are you kidding me, Jerry Jones?" He's mentioned a little bit about the Stephon Gilmore acquisition. Just giving you a brief update on what's going on. Wait and please get out. Yes.
So when you talk about, but that's just those two.
What up, Hill Prods? What it do?
You know, if we had done Micah Parsons,
What's good? What's
maybe
good?
as soon as the season ended, and you could have made the highest paid player in the NFL at 35.5.
Dude, you're about to get grounded. Keep using words that are banned in this house. Keep using words that are banned in this house. I don't care what it is. The word is still what it is.
It's not even a song. Why? No, it's not.
And I said it was irrelevant, so it don't matter.
That costs you another $5 million. So let me see if I get this straight. You're saying you can only pay 5, 6 guys.
Yes,
big
sir.
money.
Appreciate everybody.
You
Make sure everybody's hitting that like, comment, subscribe button. At least hit the like button, just to let everybody know we're here and we're going to have something popping. We are going to do a mock draft here later on. If you guys want to witness the mock draft, the people that are in this channel, I will show you how you do that. You'll see that this is the actual live stream. You guys are in an alternate live stream. So if you click the thumbnail up here in the top left corner, that's next to my name, it'll take you to my channel. You may not see this right away. If you don't, click live. But you guys are in this stream. You want to go to the one with the red alarm bell? That alarm bell will be on the title of all the main videos. So if you ever are wondering which video is the main video, look for the red alarm bell. That will explain to you which is the main video. And if you go over there and watch it from there, you will be able to watch the actual stream. You'll be able to watch me and the video that we're reacting to. I can put the chat up there. I can pin your comments. It's a little more fun. It's a little more entertaining. And it's just going to get better from here. So, man, make sure y'all are all tapping in. We're going to get back into this video now. Enough of me running my mouth.
So you want to make sure you have the right guy. You waiting cost you, instead of 5 or 6, 6 or 7. Because that right there is $15 million a year. So I don't see how you say that this adds up. And it's kind of hard when you sit here and you see the Eagles go ahead and get Cam Jurgens up. See,
No, yeah, I mean, and this is true. The Cowboys do screw themselves and force themselves to have to overpay for their players all the time. We always overpay for our players because they want to wait it out to the last minute. But by doing that, what happens is other players on other teams get signed. And then at that point, that price continues to drive up. So we end up having to pay more when we pay instead of paying early and getting a better deal because of the way they do process there. That process is going on still right now with Michael Parsons. Everybody else this offseason, they did very good with. They got him signed. They got good deals. Michael Parsons, they are holding on to this deal too long. They need to get it done. The more people that get signed, the higher his value was going to go. We could have probably got him at 35 had we got it done at the start of offseason. Now that we are close to the draft, that price has gone up to close to 45. So that's almost 10 million that we could have saved by signing Micah Parsons at the beginning of the offseason. Not only that, it also opens up more cap space this year by getting that deal done. So it's a double bonus. The only thing you get by waiting is a negative. So why they do it is completely beyond me. But we'll get back into this now.
sometimes
Heads up, guys, in this stream, if you're in this stream, you're not going to be able to see the video that we are reacting to. If you want to see the video, please click the thumbnail. It should be up at the top left in your corner. Go to my channel. If you hit live, you'll see there's 2 live streams. This is where you guys are. This is where you want to be if you want to watch the full live stream. Always look for that red alarm bell. That will always be the main live stream with a red alarm bell. That is the identifying mark. So if you want to watch what we are reacting to, you want to click into my channel, go to that other live stream with the red alarm bell, and that's where it'll be.
educated fool
Otherwise, you just get the audio here.
that they believe in the crap that they're talking so much that they literally can't see anything other than the crap that they're talking.
I'm not worried about the Cowboys getting a bust. With the way this draft is, I'm not worried about that. I do not want the Eagles trading with the Patriots, sending A.J. Brown there so that they can get Abdul Carter. That I do not want. Is that a possibility? Yes. I ain't fronting with you. But I don't think that means the Cowboys get a bust. If we take a wide receiver with the 12th pick, there's almost no way we're going to get a bust. We get Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Ted McMillan. They're not going to be a bust. I think the closest one to being a bust is Ted McMillan. But I think we're more likely to draft Luther Burden and Matthew Golden than we are Ted McMillan anyways. Everybody's over here now. Y'all are missing out on me. Y'all are missing out if you're in this stream. You need to click the thumbnail up here. It takes you to my channel. And go to the other live stream with the red alarm bell. That stream is where the video is to my audio. So you guys can go into my channel. If you hit live, you'll see there's 2 live streams. You want to go to the one with the red alarm bell, everybody. Go to the live stream with the red alarm bell. That's where you guys will get all the audio and the video. All right. That's going to be one of the last times I do that. And this live stream will go off before that one as well. This one will only go on for another 20 minutes. And then that live stream will be the only one on. All right. Enough of me yapping again. Back into it.
$30-some million. And it was a mistake. Didn't hurt them any. Because I see them paying Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown. I see him playing Saquon. He just got an extension, right? You'll see Cam Jorgens. They got Lane Johnson paid big time. Devontae Smith. That's 7 guys right there.
You already know, Philly. Philty, Matt. Philty, man. Come on now. How y'all gonna steal the car from your own wide receiver that helped you get a Super Bowl? That's filthy.
That's 7
What's
right
good,
there.
Alyssa? You're
And,
in the
you know,
alternate
they had some
stream.
misses,
I know the quality of the camera is better here.
with the linebacker from Tampa Bay. And
But this live stream will be ending before that one. I'm not going to run this live stream the whole time. So if you want to watch the video, you're going to have to go to the other live stream.
That's like 9 guys right there. And I think they've got like 3 of their offensive linemen locked up to big contracts. You know, this is where you try and make up for the stupidness that you
And
do.
don't worry, your argument buddy's not in there right now.
By saying you can't do this, you can't do that. When we see literally people doing this, this is the thing that drives me crazy. You know, it's not like
I hear you, Alyssa.
it's a surprise. It's not like I am a construction guy. I'm a construction guy.
Me too.
Right? And a YouTube.
Blue collar.
And I understand enough math to
Blue collar boy all the way.
understand that signing Cam Jurgens right now, this year, will save them money in the life of the contract. Not every time are you going to get it right. This is true. But if every time you say, okay, we finally got it right, you know, I'm not sure that you actually get it right. Because you got Jalen Smith. How did that one work out?
Hey, man, if you're in Philly, more than likely you're a Philadelphia fan. For the most part. Whether you are or not, I'm going to classify you as one.
Zeke Elliott. Zeke. How did that one work out? Because you took the time.
I mean, well, Skywalker STEELE, he's a Cowboy fan, content creator as well. He's from Philadelphia, but he's a Cowboy fan. So there are some Cowboy fans out there too, but the majority of Philadelphia is going to root for Philly.
I'm doing those. How about wide receiver, Simon Washington? How'd that one work?
And as far as the Jerry Jones not being involved, like I said, Jerry Jones is in the midst of falling back. Have been loosened off his grip 100% this year. Yeah, Mark Holmes. Shout out Mark Holmes. Big ups to Mark Holmes. He has given me some shout out. He allows me to go on his channel when he does his live stream on Sundays. And he that's publicity for me as well. I appreciate Mark.
Yeah. So you're sitting here
Oh, I'm sure, Filthy Matt. I'm sure.
saying that it's okay to take your time and it doesn't cost you
All right, Messy. Let's keep it cordial.
anything. You can't,
The Gator's not in here.
because you won't make a mistake. That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard. I'm literally, you know, you
Right now, we don't know anything about him. We don't know anything about him. As far as I know, he hasn't been identified yet. I could be wrong, and that could have happened. We're going to look into it, though. We're going to dig into that.
you're honestly going to tell me that you haven't seen enough. This goes back to Jerry Jones and his whole thing. You know, we need to see more leaves fall. What? You honestly don't know that Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb were worth signing? That between the 3 of
Come on, Messi. The instigator's not in here. Let's keep it cordial.
them, that waiting literally costs you $15 million a year for the next year. So literally, we're talking about, say,
Yeah, I do too. I do too, Filthy. I think it's trash. I think it's very trash of the person that did it.
$60 million just for those
That's one thing I can't stand is a damn thief.
guys. Okay, I get it. And here's the thing: are you sure you can't? Do you know that you can't pay Tyler Smith? You need to see more for Tyler Smith to get his deal done. Because,
Right? Tyler Smith's deal should be done already. Like, I don't know what the Cowboys are waiting on with this. There's no reason. All the price is doing is going up the longer they wait. All that does is ruin the chance for us to be able to sign other players because we're having to pay a higher premium for players that are premium players, but we could have got them at a more lower premium deal if we signed them early. It's just ridiculous that the Cowboys do this.
You can pay him now and save about $5 or $6 million versus next year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree.
You got the dumbest organization in the world.
I agree. The front
Yeah.
office is
It
horrible.
just pisses me off.
All right, so the front office is horrible in player management and player contracts. Those two things, Cowboys front office is one of the worst at. I straight up tell you right now, they suck. They suck at being good with player contracts, and they suck at managing players. Connor's not. I mean, messy. Not everything in Ohio is bad. You ain't never probably even been to Ohio. You just don't like the team. Keep it real. 100. All the way frank with you.
Alrighty, good people, boys. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you in about an hour and a half with Game Time Brian.
All right, so they'll be going live here later as well. But we're gonna get into this a little more. Look, there he is, guys. We right there on the top page. 100. I didn't mean to click the video, but we right there on the main stream. Look at that, popping out for us. I wish they'd put the other stream up there. The Super Bowl right now, like, why are you even making Super Bowl predictions before the draft? Teams aren't even fully built yet. You don't even know what the team officially is going to look like. What's the point? That's not even an educated guess. That's just a guess. All right, so right here we got some news on Stephon Gilmore. We're gonna go ahead and see what Attack on Cowboys is saying. Let me go ahead and change the name on this real quick. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and click. No, wrong video. Wrong video. That's not the video I'm trying to get into. Oh, my goodness. Now I'm going to have to actually go look for it. We'll pull up the Stephon Gilmore video. There we go. There we go. Now we get into it. Again,
Hey,
shout out to
what
AFC. Hey, I have not reacted or seen this video yet myself, so this is obviously my first time. Yo, Philly, I appreciate the $2 donation, brother. I appreciate it. Much love to you. Man, y'all saying names that I've heard for more than 30 years, so it don't mean no. You can call them every name in the book. I've already heard it. I'm not hassling you about Super Bowl predictions. I just asked you what's the point in making them now. I mean, it's just a guess. I was hassling you about hating on Ohio when you ain't even been there. It's probably not much different than Detroit, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie. A city is a city.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some interesting.
Most things that change throughout cities is culture and food. Other than that, everything else damn near the same.
Pretty damn exciting news concerning the Dallas Cowboys and some more moves, including a return that a lot of fans may really like. And hey, let's get into it. As Steven Jones, Jerry, and the crew
Of course you do. Of course you do.
spoke to the media today ahead of this year's NFL draft. And be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content and to tune in to our.
What up, Norman? What's good? What's good, everybody over here? Quick update on everybody over here. This is an alternate stream. If you want to watch the video that we are reacting to, you need to go to my channel. The thumbnail up here will take you there. Click this, It'll take you to my channel. You may have to click live, but you want to be in the stream that has the red alarm bell. You are right here, right now. You guys want to go to the channel and click this, so you can be with everybody else over here. That's where you guys will get to watch the video.
And they're wanting someone, and they're targeting someone that can have a direct impact on the game by way of their.
No, what he's referring to, Philly Matt, what he's referring to is Carnage saying that. Carnage started that, and he followed it up. But have you ever been to Ohio, Messi? Have you ever been to Ohio? Oh, you have been there. That's the only other state you've been to. But you ain't seen all of Ohio. I mean, there's a meme about everywhere, though. I mean, that's everywhere. But all right, we're getting off subject. We're gonna get back into the video.
Their own playmaking abilities, offensive linemen isn't somebody you would necessarily find an instant impact, especially not in this draft where there are really no Zach Martin or any like sure thing.
It's a mainstream city, or it's a main city, Messi. It's gonna have crime rate no matter what, whether it goes up or down. Charlotte has a horrible crime rate. The city right near me, horrible crime rate. Doesn't mean I hate it. There's parts of Charlotte I don't like, but I don't hate the whole city because of some dumbass people that create a crime rate. Like, to me, that don't mean shit.
I think these guys are like generational type offensive linemen and have unique traits.
I think that there's something to like about every main city, and I think that there's something to dislike about every. I think you could go either way with it, but I think that there is things to like, and I think that there are things to dislike.
Right, so that's the very first thing I want to kind of address there is, guys, we are very clearly lined up for a place.
I'm gonna grab my drink real quick and keep the audio playing.
12, and I'm excited to be a part of it, man. I'm so glad we get to finally celebrate a brand new Dallas Cowboys playmaker being in the city, man. It's time. It is time. That means wide receiver, running back, or cornerback. To me, that's what that means. That's the only thing I'm looking at 12 now.
Don't mean it's plugged in at the wall.
Let's keep moving. There's much more interesting stuff to talk about today, including this Patrick Nosey Walker report. FYI, as the Cowboys pre-draft press conference is going on, Stephon Gilmore was walking out of the building.
Okay, so there it is. While they were having a pre-draft press conference today, which I'm going to go look up and we'll react to that as well, Stephon Gilmore was in the building. I mean, but there's bad shit about every city. All big cities. Any big city is going to have a crime rate and bad things about it.
Clear on if that means
Give it from someone that's been in many cities. I've been in probably 22 states.
the deal is near for a possible reunion, but it bears mentioning he was here today. Very, very exciting stuff right there. Gilly Locks is in Frisco. He was at the start, which means he is likely talking to the Joneses on what it would look like for him to come and return to Dallas. I absolutely love this. I love how Stephon Gilmore played for Minnesota last year. So right here, my guy Al Branch is asking, well, so much for Jalen Ramsey. Shaking my head. Honestly, wondering how Gilmore did in Minnesota last year. Let's answer that question. Stephon Gilmore had a damn respectable season. In fact, he allowed a lower quarterback rating than even Jalen Ramsey did last season. He played 86.6% of the snaps for the Vikings, but he started in all 15 games that he showed up in. And Stephon Gilmore, he was an impact player for the Vikings. He was one of their primary outside corners, and he did exactly
I think
what
it's
he
the
was
base
supposed to.
here.
3 touchdowns allowed on the season, one interception. Not his best year, but is he absolutely an upgrade over anything else we have in our cornerback room right now? You're damn skippy. Bring Gilly to Dallas, and that's like
Dude, chill.
strategy for the draft.
Y'all need to chill with the name call.
lot less crucial because right now,
Just shows that we're elementary kids. All we do is name call them.
without a corner, damn, I'm sweating like a dang old hog house. Without a corner right now, without an actual veteran corner that we can depend on, we are in a position where that second or third round pick is going to be crucial because you're going to be looking at running back, cornerback, defensive tackle. And the problem with that is the cornerbacks in this draft.
I think we really need to get Stephon Gilmore back in the building. I don't think we should have ever let Stephon Gilmore out the building, honestly. I really don't think we should have let him go out the building. Damn, what did your name used to be? I don't remember seeing "Give me a raised toilet." I am the plumber that can supply the ADA toilet. But that's besides the point. What was your name prior? What up, Sharon? What's good? What's good? Luther Burden or Matthew Golden?
Draft is kind of a thin corner draft. The defensive tackle, it's a pretty good D tackle draft. It's a pretty good running back draft. But you want to make sure that you get the players that you really, really want. And I don't want to be in a position where we have to make hard decisions and possibly sacrifice something that we need at a really important position, whether it be defensive tackle or running back. Go get the cornerback position taken care of, and then that'll allow you some time and some room to allow some of these younger guys to get up to form, higher Elam, Israel McCormick, and some of these other guys. That'll allow them to get up to form and be real players.
Yeah, a lot of people are putting Ted McMillan or Omarion Hampton over there. I think that more teams are valuing Luther Burden and Matthew Golden over Ted McMillan. I think Ted McMillan has more bust ability. He might have a higher ceiling, but I think there's more bust ability. I think for route running and being an overall wide receiver, I think Luther Burden, Matthew Golden. Honestly, Abuka is probably a better overall receiver too, especially if you're talking about run game for blocking wise.
So Stephon Gilmore, Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, any of those guys would be excellent additions for the team. Bro, why am I sweating like this? Hold on. All right, we drop. Let's keep it moving though. Stephon Gilmore is Frisco and the star. I will say this though, when Stephen Jones
I completely agree, Sharon.
was asked about Stephon Gilmore being in the building, he said, quote, we're always looking to make our roster better. In general, our player acquisition is year round. And he also said that just because the players in the building doesn't necessarily mean he's trying to sign or they're going to be signed. They are just essentially doing due diligence. But I think it's a good sign that he actually is here. He's in Texas. He's in Frisco. He's at the Star. He's there while everyone else is there that would be able to facilitate a deal. So I would be on the lookout for some interesting moves being made by the Cowboys either right before the draft or right after the draft, y'all. This is going to be a damn fun week, man. We're going to get we're with the Cowboys content, man. We're not worried about none of the other stuff. I'm like, God doing everything. We're with the Cowboys content, but there's a lot of excitement going on around this team. And I know that's what we want to all indulge in. That's what we're going to focus on, right? But love this information. It even
says Cowboys Vice President Stephen Jones, when asked about Micah Parsons' contract situation, it comes with the territory. Right now, there is a difference in what we feel is the right number and what he feels is the right number. So right now, they're bickering over numbers. But if you ask everybody in mainstream media, this deal is easy. Give them $45 million and call it a day. It's just not how it works.
more good news from John Machete Soda. He says Cowboys owner Jerry Jones says they are actively looking at potential.
Yeah, what I would like to do, Sharon, is I would probably either take either Luther Burden or Matthew Golden at 12. If I don't do that, what I would like to do is trade back somewhere within that 20 range, maybe 21, 22 at the furthest. I think we could still get a good receiver there. But what that could do is get us either another third-round pick or get us either a fourth-round pick so that we can add.
The trade, they can be before or after the draft. The Cowboys are absolutely.
Yeah, man. I think the teams value these players different than what you hear mainstream media valuing them. Mainstream media is going to tell you the information that they hear. Now, that information that you hear is leaked by the teams. Why? Because they want you to think that that's who they're taking. Because they're not going to put out who they really want to take. Because if they did, then they would have other teams trying to take those players in front of them. So they'll release names that one will strike interest in the media and in the news, and two, give you guys an answer. So that answer may not always be correct, which is why I don't tend to follow mostly the mainstream media. I like to watch the new stream media, and I like to try to follow the team itself to figure out the information I'm getting. I like listening to the people that are in the building. You get a little better insight that way. You know, Mike Fisher, Brian Broaddus, Nick Eatman, Derek, Pat No C Walker, people like that that are actually in the building, feet on the ground. What up, Anthony? What it do? What it do?
We're about to make another move, and I'm hoping that this one is my egg smasher, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what we've been waiting on. I think at this point, any of the remaining roster moves made for the Cowboys are going to be moves that are meaningful, moves that are going to project out onto the field in an impactful way, and moves that I think that a lot of fans are probably going to be able to get behind because it's going to upgrade this roster one way or the other. This is all very, very exciting stuff. I can't remember the last time we saw Jerry, Steve, and the rest of these guys do a press conference, and so far, there isn't much.
No, I will say though, I don't put a lot of trust in what Jerry says. I put stock in what Steven says because Jerry will try to bamboozle you. Jerry will go on talking about eating goddamn squirrel brains and stuff and try to bamboozle you with it. He also told Jalen Ramsey, to his face that if you're available at the fourth pick, we're taking you. And then what did we do? We drafted Ezekiel Elliott, and Jalen Ramsey was still on the board. So he has been known to lie to players. I don't put a whole lot of stock in what Jerry Jones says. You want to know the truth? Stephen Jones, I have yet to catch lying to us. Oh, you good, brother. You good, man. You good. Hey, just look. If you look, this is the mainstream. See how we are reacting to the video? That's the stream you guys want to be on. What you want to do is up in this top left corner will be this thumbnail. Click this thumbnail. You might have to click live, but you'll see there's two live streams. You want to go to the one with the red bell. The main live stream will always be the red bell. So that's the stream you want to go in. What up, Pat in the chat? What is good with you, boy? What is good with you? But yeah, that's the main stream. So if you guys want to be able to watch the video that we are reacting to, you're going to want to tune in there, especially once we get into the draft, the mock draft that we're doing. If you want to be able to be part of the mock draft, even if you're not a Cowboy, if you want to have insight on who we pick, you're going to want to be over there.
To be mad about. Outside of this, all right, it's the last piece right here. It seems like Micah Parsons' contract is now hitting a snap.
I do too, Pat, man. I wish we would have took Jalen Ramsey too. I wish Jerry Jones never lied to that boy in his face.
And it seems like Micah Parsons.
Sad thing is we had a chance that we could have got him this offseason, but obviously that's not going to work out. I think the Jaguars did
the change of heart of his agent is kind of in control of negotiations, but now
yes,
there's a disconnect with the difference in what they feel the right number.
Oh, so you are raise my toilet,
right? And hey, man, I told
you.
Yeah,
I saw it, brother.
Jerry Jones kind of went at Micah's agent like that, and whether he was trying to
you good, brother.
Not, the agent was
make sure you got the notifications turned on, Anthony.
Strictly as a business negotiations. There are no more, hey, we're buddies, you're my friend, you're all this. There's no more of that. Now we have to see how this situation is going to play out. And quite frankly, it doesn't necessarily have to have a solution this offseason because Micah still has a year of control left with the Dallas Cowboys, and they can also franchise tag that young man twice. Something that they did to DeMarcus Lawrence, something that
mini ass carnage.
So not without of the realm of thought. They could do it to Micah. And the franchise tag would actually be cheaper than what it would be to pay him 42, 43, 44, 45 billion a season right now. The franchise tag would probably cost them roughly 36 to 37 million dollars per season. So there's a lot at stake here, and there's relationships at stake. So this is definitely a situation we need to keep an eye on. Remember, it's not the right move if we jump to blaming.
All I needed to know is that they got that damn deal done. I'm just tired of hearing about the Michael Parsons deal. That's why I haven't been reporting on everything that happens, every little piece of news that we get that comes out about the Michael Parsons deal. I gotta wait for some of it to build up a little bit because, man, I'd be making a video every other hour if I came out with a video every time that they said something different or one Micah said something or Steven or Jerry said something. I would be constantly making videos, like back to back, which AOC does. That man keeps up with every little beat, nook, cranny he gets it. Shout outs to him for that. I don't have the time or the patience, though, man. I gotta do it after it builds up a little bit.
The front office is enough like this because there's three parties involved in this: agent, the player, and the front office. We as
What up,
fans
Emma?
only have
What's
a
good? What's good?
team, player. Now we have to kind of split hairs between where the agent gets involved and making this more difficult than it has to be.
Yeah, we all know that the Jones were trying to make the agent look like the bad guy with this deal. They also tried to go around the agent and strike a deal with Michael Parsons in person. There you are, Emma. I see you. I see you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Everybody, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all already know this don't work without y'all.
But we're the team
But keep it damn cordial.
we have to have that discernment. And again, Cowboys are well within their right to operate any triggers that they need to operate to have the players on the field that they want to have on the field. That's all I'm going to say to that. And we have to keep an eye out for the Michael Parsons contract situation. I'm hoping it resolves itself. I hope the young man gets paid. But I also want the Cowboys to be re-empowered to do good business. One of our biggest critiques of the Cowboys is they don't do good business. They always get shafted. The agents always bidding them over. Will allow these guys the latitude to actually negotiate tough with these agents, regardless of what players involved.
She really doesn't do nothing to you. You started it. You started it. She wasn't really doing nothing.
These guys negotiate tough, and then see how guys.
And she only talks like that because of how y'all talking to her. Man, just treat ladies with respect.
And let your team reestablish them being able to win deals and all that. Let them reestablish that because you can best believe these Eagles players, they're not all signing record-breaking deals. A couple of them did, but all of them are not. Some of these players are not trying to just get everything they can from the Eagles. That's clear in the contract that they're receiving, to be quite frank. But either way, appreciate
And it's not even just about that. The Eagles are signing their players early. They're signing their players before the other teams sign those players that could jack up that price. They get the good deal because they sign them early. Had the Cowboys signed Michael Parsons at the beginning of the season, at that point, we could have got him for probably 35, 38 million. We're looking at being up around 45 million.
Guys tuning in. Let me know what you think about all this news down in the comments below. There's a lot that came out of this trade. Stephon Gilmore, Michael Parsons contract. A lot that came out of this. Pick 12 being the playmaker. A lot that came out of this. A lot of exciting stuff. Okay.
Right, Pat? That's what I'm saying, bro. Them filthy fans. Them filthy fans. That's why they labeled that way in the description.
Get outside. Get outside. Get
You're a
outside.
Sturgis fan. I hear you. I hear you.
To the
Yeah, Spider-Man pillow.
get
That's cool, baby.
outside.
Well, it don't need to go outside.
According to Patrick Walker of DallasCowboys.com, Stephon Gilmore was spotted at the Star Frisco today during Dallas Cowboys pre-draft press conference. What does this mean?
Fuck his cars, Pat. I want to steal his helicopter and his yacht. Sell them bitches and get me a house that has my own streaming room. So I don't got a 3-year-old making noises and a 8-year-old trying to be in the background, dancing all in my videos like he P. Diddy or something.
Apparently, Stephen Jones said the Cowboys are always looking to upgrade their roster, meaning they're shaking the tree on bringing Stephon Gilmore back to Dallas. Stephon Gilmore comes off of a strong season with the Minnesota Vikings, in which he started 15 games, had an interception.
And they don't want to shed too much light over there in Philly. You might start seeing things that you didn't want to see.
And only allowed an 87 overall quarterback rating when targeted. Be sure to follow for more Dallas Cowboys content. And would you want?
What do you do? Stop. You need to stop. No. You are a one. You make it worse than it needs to be, boy. Well, act right. Sorry about that, guys. My 3-year-old wanted to be nasty. He thought he was from Philadelphia or something. He started taking a shitty diaper off. Had to clean that shit up. Tell him, we ain't from Philly, bro. Keep that shit out of my house. All right. So let's get back into this. No. Oh, yeah. Come on. Attack on Cowboys. It's fun. Philly, hey, AJ Brown is going to be leaving Philly. I've been saying this. AJ Brown has wanted out since last year. Winning the Super Bowl made him happy, I'm sure, but he still wants out. There is some type of issue between Hurts and Brown, 100%. So yeah, how long is this? Damn, we are not watching this whole video. We'll break through some of it, but I have not watched it yet myself. But we're gonna get into it.
Get started with some special remarks from Jerry.
Well, I will start. Bet everybody in here could chime in. But David, we really just want to share. And this is a significant time for us. And this visit with the media and you is a big time. We just want to share our respect and appreciation for 5 decades of putting up with me. Thank you again. Yes, and I'm sitting up here doing noodling. David wrote a masterpiece on my noodling. So we're getting that down real good right here. But you go from here to there. But seriously, David, as far as even-handed, a very balanced but accurate look at anything that I've been involved in and the Cowboys have been involved in through my view over the years. agree with everything you've written, of course not, at all, but have just always appreciated the effort on your part to balance it out. And they have a place for guys like you, really, in the history of the Cowboys. Blackie Sheridan, Randy Galloway, people like that.
Sorry, guys, I had to deal with a 3-year-old sometimes. Daddy duty.
Knew them. Knew
What up,
Blackie
Big?
back.
Yo, Big Brook, where you been, brother? Hey, Big Brook, do me a favor. Please do me a favor, Big Brook, and go to my channel and go to the live stream with the red thumbnail. That way you over with everybody else in the main stream and you get to react with me. You need to go to my channel and go to the live stream that has the red alarm bell. So click the thumbnail. It should be up in this top left corner. Hit live. Go down. Should be the video with the red alarm bell. That's the main stream where we'll be watching the video that we're reacting to. That is also how you will be able to participate in the mock draft that we do after this.
As far as back as when I played at Arkansas, I had met him back that fall. So you're right there with him. If I thought about my time with you, and as it turns out,
Yeah, it's like an average probably 10, 12,000 miles a year, I bet. What year is it, Pat?
we have spent a lot of time over the years, but it's been very, very, very special. My coach, Frank Brawls at Arkansas, once was talking to me, and he said, Jones, I've recruited and have 2 genius IQs that have played for me. Jimmy Johnson, and you're sure as hell not one of them.
We all know Jerry Jones is not one of those genius IQs, especially when he fired the one that did have a genius IQ, a la Jimmy Johnson.
Barry Switzer.
Damn near just admitted
sure
it.
as hell aren't.
Barry Switzer is not one of them. Barry Switzer is a lunatic. That man was great in college, sucked in NFL.
And the same league.
2021, so maybe a little more than 12K a year. No, if you bought it at 40, then yeah, 12K a year is probably about right.
This guy's sitting right here.
Yeah, like I said, you probably put about 12, maybe 15K a year.
David, I don't want to make.
I know my work van gets tons of mileage, bro. Tons of mileage. Charlotte, Salisbury, Mooresville, Gastonia, Pinehurst, Pineville, man, I'm everywhere.
This any more than it needs to be to recognize how much you have meant to sports, which I've always.
Well, you've had it for 4 years. Yeah, as long as you're doing that routine maintenance, that's all that matters.
Considered to be a part with you as a brother in that respect, but certainly to the extent it's been impacted the Dallas Cowboys and our great fans, we thank you and regret that you're decided to hang them up. But congratulations on a great career from our
I haven't
percentage.
put it on it yet. I think you could have walked over there and did it.
And we always start with him. I don't know if you remember,
I got you.
Your introductory press conference
I thought you were saying you bought it in 2021.
at Valley Ranch on that Saturday evening on the winter's one. I remember it ended in thinking,
Whistle and Diesel is crazy, bro. Whistle and Diesel's crazy.
that guy's a wild ride. I'm going to enjoy this because certainly once PR professionals get ahead of him, he's going to be more polished. He's going to be more, a little less forthcoming, be a little more buttoned up in these press conferences. Thank you for ignoring their advice.
Be careful, I've still got some microphone here.
Jerry, keep it to a zip.
Well, I could have never dreamed when I
Only people that like hearing Jerry Jones talk are the mainstream media. He probably spent 60K or 80K, 90.
I hope that we can find pictures that would reflect you in there
And diesel trucks ain't cheap.
with that group at the time. But what's so crazy is I can remember detail of that better than I can remember yesterday. And it's just amazing how that had evolved. And of course, wouldn't have had any idea. I remember Stephen and my family and everybody sitting in there at that time. And I had seen Coach Landry earlier in the day. And of course, without a question, one of the PR at Hill Knowlton, one of the best in the country. Biggest troubleshooter.
I don't drive a diesel yet, but when I do, I bet you'll be a 12 valve, second gen Cummins. I mean, I'd take a fourth or a fifth gen Cummins too, but I want a 12. I don't want the 24 valve. I want the 12 valve. Most of them are in the older ones. Nah, yeah, I'm a Dodge man.
Shooter ever had represented Pierre Salinger, some of the great people at all. He was my advisor. Brought him in. And then I had one of the best PR advisors that you could have in this immediate Dallas, Texas area. And Mr. Bright said, Jerry.
No, I don't care about hearing Jerry Jones. I want to hear Brian Schottenheimer, really.
You're sitting at 12 here. What does it look like? We're going to be a cluster of 3, 4, 5 players you'll be happy with, and how does that have ramifications as far as your willingness to potentially move back when you're on the clock?
I think
You couldn't pay me to have a Ford truck. I'm sorry, guys, but you couldn't pay me to have a Ford truck.
but me, I'd like for Will to speak to it.
Never will I ever own another Ford vehicle.
Put the board up. I was going to invite you all back here after this to shoot a shot of the bull. But
Will McClay over there shaking his head like, Jerry, please shut up. Please, Jerry, shut up. It sounds like you know junk cars, Matt. Sounds like you know junk.
but seriously, and Will, Will, if you don't mind, I'd like to include Will in terms of generally where you think the board is relative to the players.
I think, every draft is different.
Maybe. I'm not a Chevy person either. I'm a Dodge person. Mopar all the way. Mopar or no. Either or no car.
So you're going to have a certain number of players that we consider as first round players. And those guys that will come
Sure enough, Massey. Sure enough.
in the contention where
At least I own vehicles.
we move back or not, that will depend on the depth of the draft and, how we graded those players and the decision from the decision makers.
The thing that I've noticed the most.
What's my haircut got to do with shit? My hairstyle changes. 6 months ago, I had long hair.
Really, Alan, but it's going up.
6 months ago, I had long hair braided down both sides like XXX had. And then I cut it.
Up quick.
But I cut my own hair. I don't pay nobody to cut my hair.
And trust me, all the bones are there and ready to stick up there. But still, it has impressed me with the depth.
I'm sure it is junk when it's wrecked. I don't really care for a 2022 Super to begin with. I'd much rather have a 97.
As in some of these positions.
I'd much rather have an older vehicle, period, than any newer vehicle. I like the inside of new vehicles, but I don't like the electronics. I don't like the sensors. I don't like the computers. Nah, I know. I ain't worried, brother. I'll never care.
We're not just thinking that because they're at that 12 spot, but we had no idea that Michael.
No, I saw it at first. I almost just ignored it. Pat. I was almost like, you know what? I almost just ignored it. And then I was like, it settled a little bit. It settled a little bit, and I kind of had to throw my little sense on it. Yeah, I mean, I ain't worried about the SRT engine. I don't really care for the SRT engine. I want either a Demon or a Hellcat. What up, Magic Johnson? Yeah, exactly. I don't like new vehicles. I like older vehicles. The ones that built America. These new shits crumple like a damn soda can.
Parsons would drop down there to us when he did, and so it do happen. And we certainly are not
They don't even make your trucks out of steel no more.
going to knowingly let a great player run through us.
Hence why I said I want a 12 valve second gen. Dodge is on 5th gen. Second gens ended in the mid 90s. And even then got electronics out the ass. I just had to rewire my entire 98. I just rewired my entire 98. So
for strategy or for trade,
and that wiring harness is a bitch.
It's up or down. But it's a big deal. I think it's a bigger deal today. Draft play.
Yeah, I don't really care for a new one. I want a mega cab, 12 valve, second gen Cummins with a crew cab, not the full 4 doors, but the half doors. But you ain't gonna get the half doors in a mega cab. So mega cab's nice because the back seats recline. But I want a mega cab. I want a 12 valve Cummins, and I want that bitch to be a second gen, 90s model.
There's plenty.
No sport bumper. No sport bumper. That bitch, melt that bitch down.
Immediately.
I want the steel bumpers, like I got on my truck.
It's a bit of a challenge on Coach. That players are.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the wire. I mean, it's all clips and plugs. It's all just clips and plugs. But I had to do the entire engine bay's wiring harness. I had to replace it. Which it's, like I said, it's clips and plugs, man. But on an older vehicle, it's nasty. My motor needs pressure wash.
And then you're counting on them immediately. And that's part of the game today is a lot of young players out there.
Clarksville, us Cowboys, picking up here our nightmares, trading great players. How have you taken in the local trade and how that's
We don't care about the local trade
at all through the process to understanding how you guys work it when they come in?
I want to hear about the draft.
When we get ready to
Here we
draft
go.
a player.
One of the real advantages that I saw, and we also
No, I don't want
Shotty
that.
knows our team.
I don't want the 3rd and 4th gen bumpers. I don't want them plastic pieces of shit. I want the steel, the chrome steel bumper that came on the 98 Dodge Ram. I want that. I want the bumper that's on my truck, just a brand new version. Fuck all that plastic tin metal car shit, man. I want my truck to be metal. I want you to be able to take a magnet out there and stick it anywhere on it. Not have to find the one spot that's still metal that you can put a magnet on. I want my whole motherfucker to still be able to slap a magnet anywhere I feel like it. Not that I'm magnets on it, I don't care,
as well as
but
any
that's not the point.
coach could have known it other than Mike. And that was big, and that is big. And so we're getting the benefit of those new coaches sitting in he's encouraged them to really be active in the process. And they were active, well, with you scouting the road, going to workouts, certainly at the combines. Shotty has got them really not only fired up, but really.
Yeah, I wish Jerry wasn't in on this press conference, like, at all.
Trying to get the right kind of some teams that all the stuff.
I don't even really care to hear his ass
How
talk.
much do you want to get speed, more speed in your offense?
It's always something you look at.
I will say though, today, guys, this stream is blowing y'all asses out the water. I don't know why. This one's at like 82 views. This one's almost at 200, which is still low on both sides. But 200 to 80? Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. Messy, I don't give a damn about quick. I'm talking trucks. I'm not trying to go fast in my truck. I want my truck. See, Messy, I'm at the age now where I'm older. I want to go slow, and I want people to see me in my nice vehicle. They don't see you in your nice vehicle if you're going fast. Slow your ass down and let them marinate in it. But no, these new vehicles are not even made out of metal. And I don't like working on them. I work on my own vehicles. I don't want these new vehicles that you have to take to a specialty dealer because you have to have specific tools. Fuck all that. It is, Philly. It is. It's a sad story.
Your speed in this league.
But on WrestleMania, this stream was 100 more than that. It was 120 more than that stream. Yeah, I want metal though. I want a metal vehicle. I'll ride an old box Chevy or an old metal car before I would drive any of these new shits. Did they? I wish they lost them. I wish they lost them, Shroom.
Is important. It's not the only way to do it. The one thing about speed, it gives you something you don't have to coach. And so the way we're going to play in the style.
I know cars and trucks. I've had many. I've driven many cars, raced many cars. I don't care to go fast anymore. I'd rather have a vehicle that's nice enough to drive slow in so that you're excited about people seeing you. You only drive fast because you're embarrassed about what you're driving.
That we're going to play speed is an advantage.
And I've had too many speeding tickets in my life. I ain't trying to get no more.
But it's not the only thing that we're looking at. Again, to speak to what Jerry and Steven and really Will were talking about, I've thoroughly enjoyed the process.
Philly Matt, plenty of people still watch WWE.
The conversations, the disagreements, quite honestly, and then watching the kind of the conviction when you ultimately put.
Yeah, I'd rather co-roast you than ride in a lawnmower car.
The final grade on a player it's been awesome, and I feel really good heading into Thursday night.
Oh, I know, Philly Matt. That's why I do two. That's the whole reason why I do two streams. That's the whole reason I do that. That's the purpose of it.
Jerry, there's been some of your 30 visitors who talked about you having their mothers get them on the phone. Why have you done that? And maybe if you could share a story of maybe something that's come from that.
Well, it principally is for the moms and the dads. And
All right, can we skip past Jerry Jones again?
His points out in it. So it's been a seamless sort of.
Go back to what you play, Tom.
Yeah, it's been quicker because Shotty knows what he wants and explains it very clearly. He understands our process. He's tested it.
The short streams, dude, they don't produce any type of content like this. You can't do that. You cannot do this on YouTube where I have this video playing. I can't do this on YouTube where I have your messages pinned. I can't do shit on YouTube. All right, so if you want me to make the videos only on YouTube, the live streams are done. I'm done with live streams because I'm going to pre-record all my videos. That way I can put the videos like this. I'm not going to keep making YouTube live videos if I can't make the type of content that I want. I'll pre-record the videos and post them so that I can do this type of stuff with them. Because to me, that's boring. Yeah, the camera's better, but I'm gonna get a better camera. So that there's a purpose. It ain't just because I don't want to do YouTube. If YouTube made it available that I could do this type of video on YouTube, I would do it just on YouTube. Dude, I pay for this platform. I pay for this. It's not a free service. You can get a free service of it, but you're going to have their watermark up in the right corner of the screen. It ain't about risking showing something. Because, I mean, I don't care if they demonetize a video because I showed something. That's not my big issue. I want to be able to make this style of video. You can't do that on YouTube unless you pre-record. You can do it if you pre-record. But again, that means the live streams are gone. That means I'm not here able to actually interact with the chat. You guys would just be getting me in the comments. That's it. You wouldn't actually get my live reactions. So it wouldn't be live streams no more. It would just be me making videos and posting the videos. And eventually I am going to do some of those type of videos, but I want to be able to still do the live streams and bring the content in. But that also doesn't mean that those people stay either. What up, Froggy? What's good, brother? Hey, join the other stream. Go to the channel up here. Join the other stream with the red alarm bell. I mean, I'm doing the same thing here that I did in the short stream. I mean, and I have the short stream technically. There you go, Froggy. You got it, brother. You got it. But yeah, most of the time, the people that are coming in and out of those videos, they don't stay anyways, and the watch time is completely gone because they come in and they leave, or they just keep scrolling. You might get someone to stop for a minute, comment one thing, and then leave. So it's not like, unless they're going to automatically hit the sub button, it's not like they're going to continue to keep coming. You got to look at the rate. When you go in your YouTube actual studio, you look at the rate of unsubbed viewers versus subbed viewers. My subbed viewers is at a higher percentage than my unsubbed viewers because most of the people are loyal that are in here and are returning. In these videos, it's a bunch of people that are non-returning. There's obviously some, but the percentage that aren't returning is much higher because of the amount of views. But you don't always get paid off of views. You get paid off of watch time, comments. There's a lot to it. This will generate better and faster than that will. It's just getting people to sub and hit the notification bell. That's all.
Conviction and bringing his points out in it. So it's been a seamless sort of process. And, you know, when you talk about our process of talking with the scouts the other day, we're the wholesalers. We know we're.
Had I just started the channel after I had gotten all this stuff, it would have been different. Because the people that have started with this, they don't lose people when they switch. The problem is we lost 70 subs when I made the switch. And now we've gained back like half of that, but we still got another half of that to gain back. We were at like 1,935 subs. We dropped to 1,860.
For the fruit are, we're the wholesalers. We're saying what they can do. We're giving
because people thought that I had stopped going live because they weren't seeing my streams in their reels no more.
The coaches make up the recipe, and then they own the restaurant. So it's how we all work together. We're trying to get this thing the right way. And there's the consistent way that we do it. And then Shadi's saying the little ingredients that they want that are a little bit different than this staff or that staff. It's the communication and then us drilling down to try and find those things that make a little bit of difference.
Quick one for Shadi. As an assistant coach for a long time, how did you observe the head coaches and say, okay, when I get my shot, I won't do this or I might do that in terms of the draft process?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just to be open and honest, to create a format, which we certainly have done, where there was open dialogue and there was great communication. And at the end of the day, you want conviction. That's what you want. You decide, hey, this is a player we're gonna select. You want to be convicted by what's the vision for the player. That's part of our responsibility as a staff to answer some of those questions. But at the end of the day, the systems on both sides of the ball and special teams will be flexible enough to adjust. And at the end of the day, when we line up to play our first game, there's going to be 11 players out there, and whoever the best players are going to be the ones to play.
Nick Harris, Star Telegram. This is for anyone on the board. I know you guys want to be in a position where you can.
I think the interactive part is the same, honestly, because I'm still talking with you the same. And if anything, I'm doing more by putting your comments actually on the screen, or especially when I do stuff like this, and I have the full chat on the screen. Now, the full chat on the screen kind of gets negligent when it's a bunch of trash talking in the chat. If the chat is always on subject with the videos and stuff, then it's not a big deal, which it's not a big deal to me anyways. And I've asked many times if people prefer the live stream like this with the chat, or if they prefer it without the chat on the screen. I've yet to get the answer on that. No, there's one person in there, and they haven't commented, so I don't know who that even is.
You take best player available at 12. How much do you factor in need on this team when it comes to these premium picks, or are you trying your best to stick to the board in this first round?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you are trying to pick the best player on the board. Now, if it's up there, you got guys who are equally graded for the most part, then obviously you might lean into a position where, hey, we could use a little more help there, and we're pretty strong over here, so let's lean in over here and take that player. But what you don't want to see yourself doing is, picking a player who's quite a bit down the line, a round down, and trying to take that player over a guy that you've got situated, in particular, let's use the 12th pick. We got first round grades on players on our board. You want to.
Interactive means between me and you, me and the chat. Just because randoms pop in doesn't mean they're talking for me to be interactive with. So I mean, interactive means between me and the chat, not between the chat and the chat. That's not interactive. That's just active. Interactive is reciprocated. You're talking just active. So the YouTube shorts, yes, they can be more active. Interactive means between us, which that's the same.
Take that player. And, at the end of the day, those things work themselves out. I mean, we never went into that draft, Micah's draft, thinking we were going to pick Micah in a pass rusher / linebacker. The year we picked CD, we were thinking we were going pass rusher all the way.
It can only go up, Philly, Matt. It can only go up from here.
And we end up with a receiver. And, great things happen when you do things like that. And, we were just having that conversation.
Yeah, that's part of me buying a pre-built, refurbished computer as a project computer. What happened was I bought it. It needed the RAM upgraded. I did upgrade the RAM, but I didn't upgrade it enough for it to produce. So like, hold on. If I show you, like if you look at this little meter right here, this is the RAM. Just the stream alone, it's at 62% use of the stream. When I go like, and that's with Fortnite in the background. Now, if I were to actually go and try to play Fortnite, that RAM is at 89, anywhere between 88 and 93 usage. So it's maxing out the RAM. I need to upgrade the RAM from 16 gigs to 32 gigs. That'll take care of the lagging issue. I just got to do it. That's about money. So I'm waiting for the first money from YouTube to actually come in so that I can do that. Because that's what I'm going to do with the money that YouTube does provide me. I'm going to reinvest a lot of it into the stream to continue to better the stream. That's the only way I can help grow the stream better. Exactly. But interactive, there's a me factor. So if you're talking just you and the people that pop up as the randoms, that doesn't make it interactive. That's just activity. Interactive is between me and the chat. Like, it's not between the chat and the chat. The chat and the chat is just an active. I have
the
it.
other day about, you just gotta, you gotta stay true to where these grades are and what these players are, and good things will happen. Because in this league, players, they rotate through, and if you got young guys coming, it allows you to maybe put resources rather than keep a guy that you can put with somebody else that enables your team to be better, and that's ultimately our goal.
There's a lot of players in this draft class that have athletic traits, physical traits, but then there's questions about production and stuff. How do you value
There's a
traits
box fan
versus
too.
athletes?
But yes, that ceiling fan does pretty good.
Well, it's the traits that actually give
You
you.
got to make sure that the switch is flipped so that it blows down or sucks up. It depends on what you're wanting it to do, because the fan can either suck up or blow down. And if you have a switch set on suck up, you're not going to feel a breeze from it.
The chance to project, whether it's speed, size, change of direction, things like that.
But yes, I have a box fan sitting right over here behind me.
You try not to get too caught up in just the numbers. The numbers are what they are in terms of 40 time and things like that. The game film to this day is still the best thing, in my opinion, when you're studying a player. And then
Exactly. The combine doesn't mean shit. Measurables and numbers doesn't mean that you're going to be a good player on the field. I'll go look at Tom Brady. His measurables sucked. But he's the GOAT, so.
one thing you didn't mention was the person. We're looking for those.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want an intelligent player that's a good person and knows football and that's athletic and that has the heart for the game and the hunger for the game. All those intangibles that you can't measure, those are the things you need to look for. Man, I've got a DeWalt construction fan that blows on me at bed. Yeah, one of them powerful ass fans. Yeah, one that it's like a mini carpet fan. If you ever see with like the renovation people when they tear your carpet up after a big water leak or something, and they got those big fans that blow under it. My bedroom fan right next to my bed is a mini one of those. Yeah, I keep the window open in the messy. I keep the window open with the fan on in the winter. Damn near have the AC on.
The guys that are coming in and want to work hard and passionate about what they do. So it really is a puzzle that you're trying to fit together. And to me, trades.
But I also have a ceiling fan in my cathedral ceiling bedroom. I got one of the cathedral ceilings in my bedroom. But there's a ceiling fan there, and then I got the fan next to my window that's blowing on me. It's a DeWalt construction fan.
So one of the pieces of the puzzle that you're trying to figure out.
Okay.
You guys, Patrick Bowler, DallasCowboys.com. Question.
I gotta have the fan next to me. It's not even always about the air, the noise of the fan also. While I sleep.
Steven, Will, and especially Shotty, Jerry, feel free to chime in, obviously. When you're looking at BTA versus D, if you're looking at a situation where, let's say, hypothetically, there are 2 or 3 wide receivers who can instantly impact, but they have different archetypes for the most part, at what point do you start having the discussion about current personnel as far as being able to slide that scale more towards need versus BTA? How did that discussion come along?
I think I hit on it a little.
No, it's got like those fans that they blow the bounce houses up with? It's a mini one of those, essentially. All right, Pat. Yo, you stay blessed, brother, man. I'll see you another time.
Well, I just think it matters on the variations. What is the difference? If we got to use our terms, if we got a player with a 114 with a 115, now that's really close. And, in terms of, picking a player who maybe pictured, maybe scratches an itch, if you will, in terms of picking a player that's going to fit a need, even though you might have a tenth of a point. In the big scheme of things, that's not a big deal. But if you're picking a guy who's got
Brian Schottenheimer just kind of gave him the look like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, we're going to pick the players that fit our team best.
got a 1-2-4,
Good night, love you.
1-4, then to me that's when mistakes are made, and you ended up getting a player that felt like was a second round player versus
Sleep tight, don't let your bed bugs bite.
That's a first round player.
You are a bed bug.
Excited on that work. I'm old enough to remember the last time we had an exciting quarterback called the Cowboys when they came up. Have you guys?
Yeah, RKO is the legend killer. Don't ever forget that.
Gone through that scenario if there was an exciting quarterback like say Jackson Dart or should receivers there as well.
Yeah, well, we've got a major commitment with Dak, and so you weigh all of that. And but I was going to add to this whole conversation. It's very often that somebody will step up and say, "No, we got this."
Yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow, bro.
Guy right here, we got him, and we just signed him under contract. Guess what? Guys get hurt. So you bet your whole house that you got him, and then all of a sudden you don't have him. So that's when your old mind starts saying, well, if this guy did get hurt, what would we do this year? There you go. There you go. But don't misinterpret. All I'm saying is that you have to figure that rather than say we got him, we don't have that need, you have to figure that there's some injury to be. Now, how important is that player?
Because they're in the building that, there's a deal.
We kind of got to skip over the Jerry Jones conversations because those are pointless to listen to.
But I think in general, our player acquisition, I always say it's year round. And we're always looking to get better.
Is Daddy already upstairs?
We see that opportunity.
Good night, Daddy. Love you.
Big focus on the draft right now. But it doesn't rule out that we're
Philly Matt becoming a member. Oh yeah, brother. Big ups to you, brother. Appreciate you.
Players coming out right now.
OG, bro.
They're right in the middle of high school. I'm curious, what are you seeing in your conversations?
That even popped up in this stream, Philly Matt, which is kind of weird. It actually popped up in both streams.
Evaluation, how maybe them going through that time has kind of shaped them differently than a lot of other players in the past.
I think the environment of college football has changed in general. You throw the COVID year in there, and then, there's some players that are in this draft that are 24 years old, 25 years old. And it kind of changes the environment that we, basically the premise that we start and do in this business is you're looking for guys. It changes the conditions. NIL, there's guys.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Of course. Got to be OG. You've been here too long to be a beginner.
For the 3 different schools, all of that, it changes the environment. We have to adjust with that to try and get the right information, make sure we know who they are, take all those things into consideration. It changes the puzzle a little bit.
Kyle.
How you with Dallas Cowboys TV. First one for the coach and then follow up with Will. But sticking with corners and cornerbacks, in the past there's been plenty of significant influence from the coaching staffs and the defensive staffs when looking at cornerback prospects. How do you guys view some of the measurables when you're evaluating these corners?
Yeah, I think it's, there's certainly measurables. You want length, you want size, you want the ability to play press man to man. The big thing for us defensively is, Lou says it this way, there's no house guests. So
yeah, I'm going to be doing that here soon. I'm going to be making some new stickers and new things that you can put next to your name, like how now Philly Matt has the Bart Simpson next to his head. I'll be making some new stickers, more personalized for the channel.
everybody's got to be willing to tackle and support the run with the things that we do. But again, they come in all shapes and sizes, man. And again,
I'll hold you to that, Nessie. I'll hold you to that, brother.
A guy that's maybe a little bit, shorter, a guy a little bit maybe faster. Again, if they have the right play style, if they have the right temperament, and we see some of those things in that.
There you go. There you go, Matt.
The physicality, the ability to, we're always looking for ball skills. We call it ball production. If you find ways to create turnovers, that's really a good thing for your team. And again, I think, Will and his staff did an incredible job with that. So it was very seamless for us from a coaching staff to be able to speak to Jerry and Steven.
It's hard because I got to make the picture a certain size. And if the pixels are too many, it won't let me do it. So I've got to get it just right.
And Will and his staff, because they did such a great job of kind of setting the table. I'll say this way, honestly, the scouts are the experts. Like, these are the guys at 365, 24/7. They are on the road. They are working. They know these guys better than anybody else. And then what's been great for us is the communication process.
I hear you, brother.
From the system or the players that fit into the system, that's where it's been such a cool conversations.
Well, for the defensive coordinators since the start of 2020, how much of a challenge is that placed on you and your staff to get that right and have those conversations back and forth to make sure that the owners of the restaurant that you talked about earlier are on the same page?
I think ultimately we have to know the value and be consistent with the value of players, right? We've got to value them the same way year after year, not depending upon the strength and the weakness of the draft, so that you have a standard that you abide by. So when we say a first round corner, we all know what a first round corner is. There are certain measurables and things that you look at because that's what plays in the league and that's what's had the most success. We look at all that information, and then as Shotty says, we got to dig into the people. The biggest mistakes are made when it's the people that you get. It's what are you putting them into and who's communicating with them. So a big part of what we're doing is understanding the coaches, what we're trying to do, and then get to know the players and try and figure out the fit as well as the ability. So with the input of the coaches and our whole staff and the scouts doing that, we're trying to get to know the players as well.
Joe. Joe Trahan, WFA TV. Jerry, this is for you. Steve was talking before about that.
Which is what was inside.
Agency is going to really pay off.
In this year's draft.
Hell yeah, Philly Matt, with the $2 donation number 2. I appreciate you, brother. There goes to you, man. And the membership. Man, what you in? $9 today? Hell yeah. That'll be wild, bro.
And not have to reach 30, even in the later run.
I'm surprised Carnage never popped in.
Yeah, I think, that's what I was mentioning with Elam. I think he did overall a much better job than, say, last year. Of really, doing quite a bit of volume in terms of really improving our roster and giving us, the opportunity and having an environment where we can pick the best player. And I think our work we did in free agency is going to really pay off. I think it's going to make us a deeper football team, one way or the other, and what we add through this draft should, just make us better
I
and
wonder.
increase the depth that we have. And, most of the time, 99% of the time, that's our goal in free agency. Not necessarily.
Hold on. I mean, don't surprise me. Kanye West always says some wild ass shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all that. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know what he said, but it's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. 15 pressures a game is wild, bro. Probably more like 8 or 9 a game. Probably like 8 or 9. I was hoping they had just an interview of just Shoddy after the press conference, but it don't look like they did. What's it? Never mind. It's all old though.
Us a deeper football team, one way or the other, and what we add through this draft should, just make us better and increase the depth that we have. And, most of the time, 99% of the time, that's our goal in free agency. Not necessarily to go out
You can't throw picks when you don't throw the ball.
and sign, the highest paid guys. Obviously, we signed one. He was our own OSA to a big deal. But, that's the way we look at free agency. And historically, we've had, a lot of success in getting those guys, which I think in turn has led, as Jerry mentioned, it's just if you look at the number of starters you've gotten, the number of Pro Bowlers, the number of All-Pro guys, we've drafted at a high level compared to the rest of the league.
John.
Over the last,
None of them equal to Deron Bland's 6 INTs for TDs. Ain't nobody else doing that. Or 11 interceptions in one season. They ain't doing that.
8-10 years, we've seen the number of
Now, the Diggs one, 11. We'll have to see how Diggs comes back this year. That injury screwed Diggs over. So we may not get a Diggs of that form again because of that injury. But if we bring back Stephon Gilmore, even at the age that he's at, he plays phenomenal ball. So, and he shut down A.J. Brown.
contract holdouts lingered through training camps and sort of disrupt the start of the season in terms of.
I don't think he can do everything Barkley can do. I think he can do most things, and I do like Gibbs better. David Montgomery is
The street gives you confidence that that won't be the case with Michael Parsons this year.
but I like Gibbs.
Nothing. Nothing. That's not the right answer. That's the answer you're looking for. But the facts are the contracts are clear what happens. And so, but you do have.
He didn't average that in the Super Bowl either. He didn't average that even close to that in the Super Bowl. Didn't he only get like 60-something yards?
You do have holdouts. And it's a plus. That was bargained. It goes on between the players and the teams. And I know you don't need that kind of history lesson.
And it's represented
The agents are slow in wanting to make a deal because they want to see the market keep getting reset so they can get their player the maximum amount. Because there are two sides to this negotiation, so I'm just curious. But we're not really.
See, this is bait. This is bait. The journalist is asking a very leading question that could very easily set the Jones up to there go bash Michael Carson's agent. And they've already kind of had a dispute this offseason. So how they answer that question could be pretty tricky.
Sitting behind those talks.
I think you're right on it. And that's exactly
Or Kansas City.
what happens. And a lot of times representatives of these players do want to wait. And they think the longer they wait, the market goes up. And, I will say this. A lot of times we want to not do a player a year earlier because we want to make sure.
What up, Dylan?
Because you want to choose a handful of
click
guys
the thumbnail.
that are going to make.
I'm glad you're healthy now, boy. So click the thumbnail and go to the other live stream with the red alarm bell.
Guys, Max, that can really.
The red alarm bell on the live stream. Click the thumbnail up there.
You
Takes you to my channel and go to the stream with the red alarm bell. You may have to click the live banner, but
in terms of
you're in the alternate
who you choose, and at the same time, the representatives want to wait and make sure he gets the optimal amount of money that he can get with the players. So, it's just not perfect, but it's part of it. And there's a lot of teams that have players that wait to the bitter end to sign that go on and have a great year, and then there's other teams that sign a player late. Maybe
every time we sign a player late, the player has a bad year. And it seems like it's pretty well like that across the league. Or the player ends up getting hurt. So I would like to see neither happen. I would like the Cowboys to hurry up and get the deal done with Micah Parsons so that these conversations won't even need to be had anymore.
you don't have the type of year that they had hoped to have.
The reason that I don't like to on certain situations, certain contracts, that I like to deal with the agent. By the way, I don't necessarily deal directly with attorneys when I've done things over my life. I've dealt with the principal, not with the attorney. It's not demeaning. They have excellent advice. But many, many times I've gone straight there. We had a great player here, Des Bryant. We had a major negotiation.
Just like I don't think Dak Prescott's injury prone. To me, injury prone is a reoccurring injury that happens more than once. Like Trayvon Diggs is now a question mark on injury prone. Dak Prescott's had 2 freak accidents and then one that was a banned play. And they're all 3 different injuries. He's never injured the same thing twice. But Diggs, on the other hand, is having a sticky situation.
Set up with his agent, Jay-Z. We met Jay-Z in New York. We started at 11 at night.
I mean, yeah, Messi. It takes about 16 months to get back fully healthy and ready for game on ACL tear. A full recovery is about 16 months. But I thought he just broke his leg. Did it tear the ACL too? Because I knew the leg snapped. Because that was gruesome. Be grateful. All these be grateful. You gotta stop telling people to be grateful.
Jay-Z had his advice.
Well, one person's grateful for, another person may not.
We sat there, had one of the greatest. I'll tell you right now, Jay-Z's one of the first-class people I've ever been around. And I mean, he's got his act together.
Jay-Z, why the are we talking about Jay-Z? I understand that he's an agent representative, but I don't give a damn.
He was putting together excellent people to be represented by Jay-Z. And those he wanted to have the greatest work habits, he wanted to have the greatest punctuality. And it wasn't just football or basketball, it was actors and it was people of all walks of life. And what he said is when you have a meeting, I've never been late for a meeting in my life. Jay-Z. He said, I've met on street corners. And he said, I'm always on time, if not early, with it. If they don't make meetings, they won't be in my organization. I can tell you that right now. Okay? If I'm representing him, he'll be at all the meetings. Because you see, the agent is normally maybe 1,000 miles away when they're not there, or when you're not getting some of the things that you work with on a daily basis with the team. They're on the route. They're there in spirit, but they're not there right on it. I said, Jay-Z, you mean to tell me that Dez will not miss any more meetings? Yeah, Dez won't. He said, you will not miss any more meetings. I said, can I call you every time he misses meetings? Can I call you? He said,
I damn sure ain't living Howie's. I'll give shout outs and kudos to Howie for doing a good job. But I ain't in his world or his vision.
yes, sir. I'm telling you what it is. I said,
Shit, I don't even exist to him, so he don't exist to me.
The pen. I'm in. We're gone. Let's go. I called you for Dez. Well, Dez missed meetings, and you know I think a lot of Dez.
Oh, now we throwing Dez Bryant under the bus. This man's been retired for how long?
A lot of Dez. A lot of it.
This is why we don't listen to Jerry Jones. This is a pre-draft press conference. Pre-draft. Why the fuck are we talking about a guy who's been retired for multiple years being late to meetings? Why? 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 Why the hell are we talking about a retired player that helped your team win many games and break records for your franchise? Why are we talking about him being late to meetings? This man's not an active player on the team. This man has not even played for the team in the last 4 years. But yet we are talking about Dez Bryant being late in meetings. This is why we don't listen to Jerry Jones, folks. Like, this is why we don't listen to Jerry Jones. What he says makes no difference. Like, where's the next person talking? Because we need to fast forward.
And he's really a great player, and I like him as a person.
Yeah, but he's late to meetings.
Top picks now, offensive.
There we go. We'll listen to Will
had
talk.
some success with loading it up with top picks now, offensive line.
Quick follow too. Will, a couple teams have kind of abandoned using 30 visits.
And did he just hint at that we're going to pick an offensive lineman in the first round?
Since I know you're kind of touching this
Can't
a little
listen
bit,
to
what
this
is
man.
the overall thing you're looking for from 30 visits and the strategy behind having 30 visits?
It's getting to know the players, right? It's getting them in front of us. It's some guys have to see the doctor. They don't have medical stuff. So there's a process that we go through with those guys, but it's getting to know them.
And that's really what it is. You ain't going to build the character of team that you want unless you know the players you're bringing in. So getting to know these players is really key. It helps understand how they work best and how we can fit them in our system best so that it puts them in a position to be a good player. What up, Dorian? What's good? What's good? No. I think Ashton Genty will be way gone. He'll be gone. I think they're taking either Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. A lot of people will say Ted McMillan or Omarion Hampton. I think Luther Burden or Matthew Golden. I think they need to get a wide receiver. And unless they trade for one, which I keep hearing hints of rumors about crash out Pickens from Pittsburgh, I doubt it will happen. But I keep hearing little bits and pieces of Gibbons from Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think Pete Carroll with the Raiders is definitely taking them. That I agree, 100%, Dorian. I just let you know, Dorian, you are in the alternate stream though, brother. If you click the thumbnail up here, you'll see that the video that I'm reacting to, we are showing it here on this stream. I'll show you real quick. Click this up. If you click that thumbnail, it should be up here in this top left corner. It'll take you to the channel. If it doesn't come up with both the live streams right here, just click live and then go to the one with the red bell. Yeah, they definitely need a receiver. But go to this stream with the red belt. That's the stream where you can react and watch with me.
It's one opportunity. We have formals and informals at the combine. We can Zoom them. We have a number of different ways, and we use all those to our disposal to learn about the players. 30 visits is just another opportunity to get them in front of us and do some of our side things that we do.
Yes, sir.
At NBC DFW, Brian's going to ask, with your potential interest in...
Here we go. A Brian Schottenheimer question. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that man tell us what's going on. What up? Well, what's good, brother? Welcome, welcome.
In this offense.
What it do? What it do?
I think the runner matters.
There you go, Glory. You got it, brother. You're in the place to be, and you got what it takes to talk so much right there. So, let's just turn your notifications on. Listen to the stream. You get notified there. I'm going to be not doing the dual stream forever. That's just because people aren't seeing this stream. So, I'm trying to help people see this, or we can actually get everybody coming to the right stream out the gate. So, I won't be doing the dual stream forever. It's just temporary. It might stop after the class. But yeah, that's just the main stream. All right, maybe that's just it. Y'all might be losing AJ Brown, though, too, man. Especially when you got the fans still on the top. Yeah, I honestly think Mattydubs is even above technical in my book. I think that the mainstream media is reporting about technical because they're hearing that because that's what the teams are wanting them to hear. But I don't think that the teams are telling them who they really want. I think the teams are valuing the conversion and HOLMES over technical. I almost put a Buka over technical too as overall wide receiver. McMillan has great flash, but he also has a bust ability in his race. There's a section about bust ability, a section about not wanting to like football. There's a lot that goes with the technical. Could he be great? Yes. But there's also that same ability of possibly being a bust. I think Cleveland Burden and Mattydubs are two players that no matter what, I don't think either of them does. I think at their least, they'd be a very solid wide receiver in the NFL. But I think that they're definitely going to be the two top receivers come out of the draft. I think there'll be something in the sport that fits down with a wide receiver. It wasn't unknown, and people didn't even think about it. But he somehow becomes the best receiver. I think they're comfortable. Might be Taylor Williams. He ain't gonna fall to 10, though. If he falls to 8, I bet the Cowboys move up to get him. I bet if he falls to 8, the Cowboys move up to get him. But I don't see that happening. I think Ashton Jenny's gonna pick up by the Raiders. I think that hurts him. I think Pete Carroll can, especially after bringing Geno Smith. I think he brought a wide receiver in too. Goddard's also good as gone. Goddard's good as gone. Wish it would have took David Ramsey. hear me? Can everybody else hear me this time? Y'all hear me this time? That's the first time I've heard of that, bro. You can't hear either? Is it better now? Humping the field. Yeah, that was crazy. He get fined for that now. Y'all still can't hear me? Or is it better now? Better now. All right. Yeah, it said my device unexpectedly stopped, and I just restarted it. I guess my microphone stopped, so I had to restart it. All right, cool. Good. Awesome.
Seeing somebody like Saquon Barkley and what he did for
We're finally getting some Brian Schottenheimer questions.
Philadelphia last year. Has your thought in that position changed from what it might have been?
Well, Saquon and Philadelphia got your attention. There's no question about it.
This wasn't a Jerry Jones question. He said for Brian Schottenheimer.
Be dead if you're doing what we.
Brian Schottenheimer's looking at him like, yo, I thought this was my question. Why are you taking my question?
Do and not see that happen. I don't think that running back.
We don't care what you don't think. We wish you didn't think at all. Let everybody else do the thinking for you, Jerry. There's no light bulb turned on up here no more. If I had a light bulb emoji, I would put it over his head and ask, why is it not turned on?
Was as significant last year, and us not getting where we wanted to go as you do, and maybe others. I don't. I think it was our offensive line that was the bigger impact of the running back situation. Now you say, well, but still, you didn't have that. You had an opportunity to get those kinds of running backs. I would say that that got my attention. I would say. Now, we hit on a Murray in the fourth round here a few years back, and he was a doggone good running back. Ooh, look at that offensive line he had in front of it. Think about it. Look at that offensive line that Zeke had in front of it. And so I get it completely, the lack of having our offense. It hurt us a little bit to lose Dak early, and we all know that's kind of in Sydney as far as the running game was concerned. That didn't help the running game. So this is not excuse time here, but it is appropriate that you'd ask that question, because can you cure the running game with the back? You can help it, in my mind.
Well, CBS Sports, first, Stephen, Jerry, and Will. You mentioned having a big commitment to Dak, talking about having a big commitment to Micah. How much do those contracts impact your willingness or aggressiveness in looking to trade down and acquire more fit?
What up, outdoors? What it do? Yeah, I mean, I think Dak will be fine this year. I think as long as he's not throwing the ball more than 20, 25 times and we have a good balanced run game, I want Dak to be able to disperse the ball to multiple places. I want him to be able to throw the ball 6, 7 different receivers in one game and have a good running game. That's when Dak's at his best. When he has to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game, man, I don't think that's the quarterback that he's built to be. Yeah, a tag. I don't have nothing to cut it off with right now, baby. My blade knife?
Yeah.
Hold on. You and these tags, boy. What did these tags do to you? Stay still. All right, gone.
Make it shiny. Cat.
I'm about to mess things up.
Cat.
I couldn't be happy.
Cat.
Yo, wild.
Well, I think, obviously it's a big commitment of resources, but, and part of what's so important to draft is to complement the high end part of your roster from what it takes from a resource standpoint with cap dollars.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't think 25 needs to be the max. I would prefer it to be about 20. And then a lot of handing the ball off, but I don't want 20 to CD. I want 4 or 5 to CD and the rest to all different players. Like, maybe 6 other receivers get 2 passes each. Maybe 1 or 2 of them get a third pass. And then CD gets the rest. I don't want everything to go to CD because at that point, the defense knows what the fuck we're doing. That's what we had last year. We need more than CD to catch the ball. Our tight ends weren't shit last year. They regressed. They were better the year prior and then regressed last year. Hopefully that turns around this year. I think we have a shot with a couple of them if they give them a good opportunity. And then don't force the ball to CD. Throw the ball to everybody else. I don't care if CD's just a fucking decoy. He's going to get double covered 80 to 90% of the time. All right.
It is important to get these draft picks. Now, as it turns out, we've got a good number of draft picks because we've lost players through free agency. We've pushed some of those picks down with trades, like a Joe Milton, who we felt like, when we looked at the quarterback depth.
I don't want really more than 2 running backs. I don't want a third. I think the running backs need to be able to carry the ball a decent amount of times just to get in a groove. They got to get in a groove, and it takes 7 to 10 carries just to get in that groove. You may not get that big run until the 10th or 11th or 12th carry. Because you got to allow the running backs to get into a groove. So I don't really want more than 2 getting like 15 carries apiece.
In the draft and what we could get versus what Joe might.
Yeah, Fergie regressed last year. I think we're going to see Span Ford step up this year. I think Span Ford. I think he's. I spoke about him last year. I watched him through training camp. I watched him through the season. He didn't get a ton of opportunities until the end of the season. He more played in a blocking role. But every opportunity he got, he took advantage of. And I think Spanford at 6'6", or what was it? It was somewhere 6'6" to 6'8", somewhere in that range. This man's a beast, and he's athletic as fuck. Brevin Spanford. Man, I was saying his name last year. I think this year he breaks out a little bit.
Bring to the table. We thought that was, a good trade to make. So
But yeah, Fergie was great the year before. Last year, he kind of regressed. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping he was going to take the next step, and he just didn't do it.
We pushed some of those picks back, but we still have, 10 picks. So we think we've got a good number of picks. I don't think we would let that dictate to us whether we move back or not. It's going to be who's there and then what we get, not necessarily just to take a trade back to pick up a pick. It's got to be a value trade for us to make that decision.
Two experiences that we've had. Emmett held out, running back. And Emmett held out. We just won a Super Bowl. And with Emmett out, and Emmett wanted more money. And I get it. And we made him, and we wanted to make him the highest paid running back in the history of the NFL, but he wanted a quarterback. And understood him wanting that. But we couldn't do it. That was back literally before the cap. So that was just my old back pocket. And you just couldn't do that much.
Braves down 7-4 in the 8th inning. Damn, that game's coming to a close.
And make this thing
bottom of the top
work. Why? Because I had to count on my back pocket, and I knew what was in there. Okay, so we couldn't do it. So this is pro football, and financial has always.
Man, I can't stand this brain dead ass man talking.
He's been here. It's always been here. Now it's logically here now. So that the reason why that you delay is because you're wanting those resources to not go to there. You want it to go over to where you can have a better team around it. You empty that bottle to get that bottle, and you have less around it. Otherwise, you would just say whatever you want. And I'm not demeaning anybody here. I understand. I broke the rules on wanting to go make a buck. Seriously.
All right. I'm going to end it here because I wanted to do at least one mock draft before the end of the stream. And that video was way longer than expected.
How many hot dogs are you going to eat tonight?
Oh, Glizzy's? I could definitely give me about 2 in.
If we didn't, no, wait, we don't run tomorrow?
There's
At least
Fergie.
10 double digits.
There's Fergie Ferg for you.
Glizzy's, maybe one. I might get one.
Tolbert.
Because I'm at the ballpark.
Oh, wow. What
Tyler Smith, that left guard who might be our left tackle this year. He got the twist ups. Oh boy, growing his hair out. We see you over there.
A lot of questions.
All pro player Tyler Smith.
Hopefully, just the average, like maybe one.
However many home runs I hit. So like 83.
Put 3 down. 3 hot dogs down.
Probably 2, maybe 1.
Probably 2. If that.
How many hot dogs are you going to eat?
He still got the Penn State hat on for you. All right. So we're going to get up here. Where's the mock draft? All right. So we're going to put Pittsburgh, Detroit, Cowboys. Anybody else in the chat want to be in it? So Cowboys, Detroit. Where's Pittsburgh? There they are. I'll give about 5 minutes to figure out who else might want to, if anybody else in here wants to be a part of the mock draft here. We'll do a 3-round mock draft. We'll slow the speed down all the way. What are you putting in my pocket? You goofball?
I your pocket.
Yeah, stuff you ain't supposed to mess with. I'll give a couple more minutes. See if anybody else wants to join the mock draft here. Yeah, I got Detroit already in here. You see, I got Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Cowboys right now. Just trying to give anybody else a chance. Miami, we'll throw Miami in there.
Two phones.
You and your basketball.
Two phones.
Baseball is too toxic.
Two phones.
Yeah, you can't. One's for.
Oh, phone.
That's a battery. Both are. Baseball and basketball. All right, so these gonna be the 4 teams we use to go into the draft simulator. Got a little bit of time before we start it here. I like football. I like a little bit of hockey. I like fighting, like sports that can actually keep me entertained. Yeah, I can't, man. Only time I can watch baseball is if I'm at the stadium. And then I'm just more probably just getting drunk and having a good time. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's on my desk. I know, baby. You need to worry about your stuff. Yeah, I just don't keep up with the UFC. I like the UFC. I just don't keep up with it. It's always got too much going on. That's Bubba. All right, we about to get this draft started here. Give it about 60 more seconds. Yeah, I know the site I use, you can watch it too. What I use for football and wrestling, you can watch UFC and boxing on there as well. You can literally watch any sport. Anything that has a pay-per-view. And stuff that don't. It literally has, like if I pulled it up right now, it literally has every sport. Hold up. I'll show you real quick.
Good night, love you.
It literally has, good night, love you. It literally has every sport. That's the site I use. It literally has every sport. Boxing, fighting sports, Formula One, NASCAR, cycling. Like, who the hell wants to watch? Who's watching snooker? Who's watching cricket? And you got more events. Like, this thing literally has everything. Literally has everything. But all right, we're about to get this thing started. We're going to enter the draft. Watch, right after I enter the draft, somebody's going to be like, hey, can you draft my team? All right. We have entered the draft. Well, let me put this over here. And this over here. All right. Now I need to, damn it. I need to switch it around here because I can do more on the other screen. There we go. All right. Now we got it back up. Everybody see it just fine? Everybody see the draft just fine? For money, MMA is whatever. All right. So we're about to get it started here now. Start draft. Titans are on the clock. They pick Cam Ward. Browns take Travis Hunter. Giants took Ashton Genty. Whoa! Mason Graham to Abdul's still on there. So Abdul went to Jacksonville. The Terrell McMillan, Will Campbell, Jalen Walker, Tyler Warren. Bears took Colston Loveland. San Fran took Amon Membu. Cowboys are on the clock. Now, see, now this is where it gets a little interesting. This is because Malachi Starks is still there. Man, that's tempting. Luther Burden right there. Will Johnson's there. Jihad Campbell, man. That's another one that's hard to pass. Same thing with Jahdae Barron. Man, Jahdae Barron, yeah, man, that's hard to pass on. I'm going to stick with what I believe. Luther Burden. Oh. So I'm going to go draft Luther Burden. Miami, you're on the clock. Who you picking, Miami? Didi, who you picking? The best players available are on the board right there. It says you guys need a guard, a tackle, defensive interior, and cornerback. I mean, I'm about to pick for them. Didi, you in there? If not, I'm about to pick for you. That shocked me though that Ashton Genty took or went to New York. Yeah, Didi's. Where you at, Didi? I'm about to pick for you. And guard, tackle, defensive interior, cornerback. I'm probably going to go. You got Walter Nolan right at the top. I'm about to pick him for you. It's a need. All right. Walter Nolan will be the pick for Miami. It is a position of need. Top-rated player. 10th best player available. Pittsburgh. Toxic. Who you taking, brother? Oh, wait. 4 teams picking before you at Pittsburgh. All right, so we'll read the other teams. All right, so it's at Pittsburgh. I'm going to go up and read. So, Mikel Williams went to Indianapolis at 14. Jihad Campbell went at 15 to Atlanta. Derek Harmon at 16 to Arizona. Jihad Barron at 17 to Cincinnati. Kelvin Banks Jr. at 18 to Seattle. Will Johnson at 19 to Tampa. Emeka Mbuka at 20 to Denver. And now Pittsburgh, you're on the clock. Who you looking at, Pittsburgh? It says you need quarterback, running back, tackle, and safety. Best player available on the board is a safety. So who you taking? Who are you taking, Toxic? The best player available on the board is a need position for your team. Malachi Starks, safety. Pittsburgh is a defensive team. He definitely would help step that game up for him. You got tackle, too. Josh Simmons, 4th best player available. Jackson Dart. What up, Philly Matt? Welcome back in. You missed out on having the Eagles part of it. Who you taking, Toxic? They actually had Ashton Genty going fourth in this pick. No, you want Jackson Dart? Jackson Dart has not been picked, but I will tell you the best player available is a position of need for you. You guys also need safety. Yo, what up, King Sheriff? What it do? What it do? DeMarvion Overshawn. Hey, we doing you're on the alternate stream. We're doing a mock draft on the main stream. If you click up in this top left corner, the thumbnail that looks like this, it should take you to my channel. You want to go to the one with the red bell. There's 2 live streams. The mock draft is in here. If it don't pop up, just hit live, and this will you'll see both of them. The one with the red bell is where you want to be, King Sheriff. Welcome back, though, brother. I ain't seen you in a while. You'll take Jackson Dart. All right, I'll check in on him real quick. Pull him up for you. They got him right now. I would have put him above Riley Leonard, but Jackson Dart to Pittsburgh. So now it's Omarion Hampton went to the Chargers. Donovan Ezukuro went to Green Bay. Malachi Starks to Minnesota. Houston took Josh Simmons. LA took Gray Zabel. Baltimore took Kenneth Grant. Detroit, who you taking? Who you taking, Detroit? Oh, I ain't arguing. I like Dart. I like Dart over Shedeur Sanders. Technically, Shedeur Sanders is still bored. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Shedeur Sanders is still on the board. We are at pick 28. Shedeur Sanders is still on the board. You could have took Shedeur Sanders, Toxic. What up, Epic? What's good? What's good? Appreciate that. Click the thumbnail up here and go to the other stream where we're doing the mock draft. If you look, there's 2 streams. You need to go to the one over here with the red notification bell. You see it has a red alarm right here? So click up here in this top left corner, the thumbnail that looks like this. Hit live and go to the one that has the alarm bell. I do celebrate. But all right. So Detroit, who'd you say you taking? James Pierce? Let me take quarterback out of here. James Pierce is the second-rate player on the board. It's good value, taking him at 28. He's ranked 23rd. Washington takes Shamar Stewart at 29. Buffalo's on the clock. Nick Mari at 30. Mike Green at 31. Philadelphia took Donovan Jackson at 32. Matthew Golden at 33 to the Browns. Maxwell Harrison to New York at 34. Trey Amos at 35 to Tennessee. Nick Scorton at 36 to Jacksonville. Shedeur Sanders at 37 to the Raiders. And then Tyler Booker to the Patriots. Benjamin Morrison to the Bears. Trayvon Henderson to the Saints. Xavier Watts to the Bears. Josh Connerly Jr. to the Jets. Tariq Williams to San Fran. All right, now I'm going to go running back. You got Cam Scottaboo. I'll take Caleb Johnson. I have Caleb Johnson above all of them. Damn, I missed that. Yeah, maybe the next one. All right, so J2 Tumala went to the Colts. Jaden Higgins went to Atlanta. Landon Jackson went to Arizona. Miami. Am I picking for Didi again, or is she in here? Guard, tackle, DI, cornerback. Best player available. I think I did DI for her already. Yeah. Guard tackle. Guard tackle or cornerback. Siobhan Ravel. That'd actually be a pretty good pick. I'm gonna go with that. Siobhan Ravel. Cincinnati takes Darius Alexander. Seattle takes Princely Umanellan. Broncos take Jack Beck. Seattle again takes Braden Swanson. They traded with Pittsburgh. Carson Swanson went to Tampa. Kyle Williams to Green Bay. Jalen Knoll to Chargers. Kevin Winston Jr. to Buffalo. There's a bunch of trades. Kevin Winston Jr., TJ Sanders to Carolinas. Cam Scatterbo to Houston. Azariah Thomas to Baltimore. And Detroit, you're on the clock. You took Dart over Sanders. I think Sanders went around the 32nd pick to the Raiders. He went at 37 Raiders. If I was toxic, I would have picked him for their pick at Pittsburgh, but especially since he fell to him, because, I mean, I think he's outside the top 50. No, Messi. He got picked at 37 by the Raiders. But that's your pick right now, Messi. You're on the clock right now. You already got an edge, James Pierce. It says you need edge, linebacker, guard, and wide receiver. You have Alec Amnor on the board, top wide receiver left. You have Demetrius Knight Jr., Jack Sawyer. I think Jack Sawyer got picked. Isn't he a linebacker? I can type in his name. No, yeah, he's still on the board. Edge from Ohio. You want? Is that who you want? Messi, is that who you want? Yeah, I don't think I think Shedeur Sanders is outside the top 50, in my opinion. Go to the edges. I think you already went with one edge. You already picked up one edge, Messi. You still need wide receiver, guard, and linebacker, it says. You got the 60th pick, and you got, which we're at right now, and you got one more pick at 102. You want Sawyer? Man, they got some guys ranked on edge, but now you've got two edges. You got one more pick in this draft. I would have took one of the wide receiver, personally. All right. So the Eagles took Jared Ivey, Trey Harris to Kansas City, Mason Taylor to Buffalo, Quinton Junkins to Washington, Detroit, Jackson. All right, so now we come down here. I can't read that guy's name to New York. Jonas Wavancet to. It keeps changing. It keeps moving on me. All right, now let me go up. All right, so New York took Femi Olade, Jonah, I can't read. Elijah Araro, Ernest Aresi, like these guys' names. Tate Rutledge, Dylan Sampson, RJ Harvey, Alfred Collins, Jalen Milroe, Darian Porter, Alik Amanor. Damn, if Alik was there, I would have took his ass. I would have took 2 fucking wide receivers. All right. All positions available.
Yeah, you're going.
Ah, man, that's tempting.
No pocket. See, no pocket.
That's tempting. I like both of these players.
No pocket.
But I'm going to go with Lamar Norman Rott. I'm going to go with the top-ranked player.
Dad.
You would have drafted him there. I hear you.
Go park.
Pittsburgh's up in 3 picks.
You.
Yes. All right, watch out, baby. Please watch out.
Bobby, Mark, and
No, you fine. You fine. Just, you guys are in the alternate stream.
Bobby, Mark,
All right, Pittsburgh, you're on lock. Yes, Micah, I'm busy, baby. Pittsburgh, you are on the clock. Cornerback, running back, tackle, and safety. You got a quarterback so far. Who you going with? Toxic. Who you going with, brother? You got a halfback, Damon Martinez. You got a Ed. These are your top-ranked players.
In South Carolina, Tanner is waiting for his state tour.
Yeah, but are you forgetting about some of the young guys you might have had? Chris Paul Jr. For Pittsburgh? He's not a position of need. I don't even know who's on here left for running backs. So you got Damian Martez, DJ Giddens, Devin Neal's decent. Jaden Blue, I think, is going to be a surprise in the NFL. Lathan Ransom, the safety, that's a position of need. Kyle Kennard, Jalen Royals. Damn, they took 2 wide receivers. Terrence Ferguson, Noel Williams, Damian Martinez, Jordan Birch, Matt Millam, Jared Wilson, Ashton Jalott, CJ West, Chris Paul Jr., Charles Grant, Savion Williams. There's a wide receiver for you. I like Savion Williams. Jordan Phillips, Miami. I'm going to have to pick for Miami. We got cornerback and defensive interior. Cornerback, defensive interior. So tackle, guard. Tackle, guard. Cameron Williams is right there. They got Anthony Belton there, too. Man, they're right there. He has a better ADP. I'm going to go with Anthony Belton. All right, yeah, you're coming up next. Xavier Respiro, Tyler Steele, Darian Strong. All right, so you said go to the O-line? Offensive tackle or interior? Interior or tackles? Yeah, I like Belton. You want interior or tackles, Messi? It didn't fall. It was under there. Interior. Miles Frazier, Dylan Fairchild, Seth McLaughlin, Willie Limpkin, Luke Kanda, Connor Colby, Tyler Cooper, Jake Majors, Jonah Mahim, Drew Kendall, Jackson Slater, Timothy McKay, Josh Gray, Eli Cox, Clay Webb. Who are you looking at? You guys could probably read the screen just fine too, huh? Unless you're on a phone, then it might get difficult. But that would kind of be like being a Jets and a Giants fan. They hate each other. They're not rivals. Mello, shut up. Gotta have an AFC team and an NFC team. I'll get it. Just a second. Messi, who you taking? Big decisions, big decisions. Yeah. Am I gonna have to pick for Messi? I showed your ass the interior.
Oh, your daddy.
Look for a Division III school player. Jeez, bro. I mean that.
You daddy. Mom.
Minnesota?
You daddy. You daddy. Where I had daddy.
You got Cameron Williams, tackle. You got Jalen Rivers, Logan Brown, and Emory Jones. Those are all names that I've heard for tackles.
You daddy.
That's the OT list right there. I think Cameron Williams would be a good pick here. But if you want interior, I don't know. You got Connecticut. Is it Chase Lund?
So, Carrie, how do you feel about going to the first state soon to be there? I'm really excited.
And he's got flexibility. All right, so hitting the draft. Stay in your seat, they say. I don't even get where it gives you a grade. Because it doesn't actually give you a grade. Yeah, I went Williams.
Baby shark.
Baby Shark? When are you watching that again? You ain't watched Baby Shark in a while.
Yeah, my baby shark. My baby shark.
That's the whole first round right there. I was surprised Genty went to the Giants. That's the Giants being like, shit, we fucking got rid of Barkley. Take Genty. Not a comparison. All right, we'll do one for the, we'll do just a, yeah. Oh, I can only do one a day. It only lets me do one a day. Yeah, I'm not paying $119. $119. No. Not to subscribe to PPF. So I can't. Carter dropping to 5 is crazy, right? I thought the same thing. Yeah, I ain't paid $130 to do another mock draft. That would be a bit wild. That would be a bit wild. But yeah. All right, guys. Man, it's been a blessed day. Great night. Hopefully y'all stay blessed. Stay great. I'll be off tomorrow. I might do a Fortnite stream tomorrow. But other than that, I'm not going to do a football one. And then Thursday, obviously, we have the draft. So, man, make sure everybody's tapped in with us. I'll make sure that the stream is up early so that you guys can make sure to know to get there. What up, Jazz Wonder? What's good? I'm about to hop off, brother. You can leave it in the comments, though. You're more than welcome. Yeah. I did do one for the Eagles, but not today. We did it. The last time I did it, we had the Eagles on there. I thought you were still in. So I figured you were going to pop in, but I waited like 5 minutes before I started it too. I was like, watch, as soon as I click start draft, someone's going to pop in here and be like, yo, put my team on there. Sure enough, you popped in right after. But yeah, man, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay great. Make tomorrow great on purpose. We'll see y'all Thursday if you don't pop in on the live stream for Fortnite tomorrow. But man, I love all of y'all. Y'all are all awesome. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm Ryals, and we out this.